The following is a presentation of WCMP Sports, local sports.
Past the 25, to the 20, to the 15, he's going to high step into the end zone, touchdown!
Pair of wide receivers split each side.
He's still going into the end zone.
East Central Minnesota, the action starts now. To bring you the call, here's Ethan Game Day Gilman. Local sports.
Past the 25, to the 20, to the 15, he's going to high step into the end zone, touchdown!
Pair of wide receivers split each side.
He's still going.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Rush City High School for tonight's volleyball matchup in this Great River Conference Championship between the Mille Raiders and the Rush City Tigers. I, of course, am Ethan Game Day Gilman. I'll be bringing you all the action from tonight's conference championship matchup, but I'm now joined by a special guest here tonight, and it won't just be a one and done for this young man. No, he'll be joining us for many, many more. In fact, he might even do some himself coming up here in the future, but joining me here tonight is Mac Nelson. Mac, thanks so much for joining me.
Yeah, no problem, man. It's good to be here. I'm excited.
And this is going to be a fun one, but before we get into this game, Mac, first of all, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you come from, because it's a little familiar for some people.
Yeah, so I come from the local town of Bram, Minnesota, if you know where that is. Born and raised, graduated there. I currently attend St. Cloud State University, and I'm living out there, but I wanted to come back and give to the community and jump on the radio with this guy.
And we're so excited to have him here with us here tonight. Again, won't just be tonight. It will be many more broadcasts coming up. We hope to have him on for playoffs as well. But for tonight, he's joining us on a very good matchup here in this Great River Conference Championship game that we have talked about. I've talked about this one for a while. I think for about 2-3 weeks, I've talked about this game coming up and what it could be, what it could possibly be, and who could we possibly see, and what all was going to happen. But it is here. It's finally here, I should say, and these two teams coming in undefeated on the year in the conference. Rush City just last night beat Bram 3-0. Now, in that one, it wasn't the cleanest of starts for Rush City. In fact, they got off to a little bit of a shaky start. Bram had a really good game, and in the second set, Bram led for basically all of the set in that second one. But then Rush City, much like they have year in and year out, have shown their dominance and their resilience and came back to win the set 25-23. They came back, ladies and gentlemen, from 4 down in that second set to win it 25-23. Then that third set, well, they dominated much like they do in many other sets and got the 25-11 set victory. They're playing the national anthem. Not sure that's supposed to be playing quite yet, but there you go. They switched it up, but people were getting hyped to it, and that's all you can ask for. But Rush City on the season is 23-3, 9-0 in their own section, and again, undefeated in the Great River Conference. For Mille, as we take a look at them again, a very good season. For the last 5-6 years, it's been Mille, Rush City, or Pine City at the top of this conference, but for the last 3, it's been Rush City and Mille. Mille this year coming in at 15-7. Maybe not the win-loss record they would like to see, but again, they're 9-0 in the conference as well, and 4-2 in their section. They started off the year pretty darn good, 5-0, but then that went into a Crosby-Ironton tournament where they lost 2 against Ada, Borup West, and Uppsala. Then they would go on to win another 4 games in a row over Pine City, Crosby, Spectrum, and Zimmerman before falling to Holdingford before going on yet another winning streak, winning 3 in a row over conference teams, Bram, Hinckley, Finlayson, and Mora. Then they go to another tournament, this one down in Eastview and Burnsville, more of the single A showcase down there. They would go 2 for 3 down there. Then after that tournament, they came out and beat Aiken, but lost to Swanville. Now, Swanville is the top team in their section, and Swanville, I believe last I checked, was sitting at 20 wins and only 3 losses, much like our Rush City Tigers here tonight, sitting at 23-3 on the season. So for Mille, not the win-loss record they're hoping for come this point of the season, but again, you're 9-0 in the conference, and this conference, as we well know, has expanded in the Great River Conference. We added 3 teams, Aiken, Crosby, Ironton, and Mora. Now, Mora, it just feels right for Mora to be back in this conference. Mac, I don't know about you. I don't know if Mora was ever in the Great River Conference while you were in high school, but I'm sure you heard about it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. They weren't in our conference, but we played them in the offseason and stuff. Mm-hmm. and they were just a hard-hitting team no matter where we played them, what sport. They were always a good set of competition for us. So it's exciting to see them back in the competition and to bring it to these teams.
And, of course, they were in the old Rum River Conference, for those of you who remember that one. That one, I think, kind of dissolved as I was getting into my high school career. But, again, the Great River Conference is back. It is big once again, much like it was in the old days of the Rum River, and Mora is back. It just feels right because, much like Max said, you play them anyways once a year. Every team does in this Great River Conference. You play them at once in every single sport: hockey, wrestling, basketball, baseball, football. Doesn't matter. You play them once a year, so it's good to see them back. Looking at the conference standings, Rush City, Mille, both undefeated, 1-2. Then it's Mora at 8-3. Mora's had a really good turnaround this year. They're 13-12, one game over 500. And then behind them is Bram at 6-5, 12-14 overall. Then it's Crosby, Ironton 4-4, East Central 4-5, Pine City, Aiken, Ogilvie, and Hinckley Finlayson round out the conference on the final 4 spots. Now, the 2 teams I'm looking at in this conference that have really jumped out to me, other than the top 2 we're going to see here tonight, are Mora and East Central. Mora, one game over 500 last year. They weren't looking too pretty. They were towards the bottom of this conference, looking more like Aiken, Ogilvie, and Hinckley Finlayson. But this year they have really turned it around. They have really developed a program over there, and they have taken on a new mentality, and it has worked so well for them. Also, East Central, they're a team who last year, again, another team in this Great River Conference who seems to be really, really hard on themselves. They expect perfection, and when they don't, they sometimes can get into their own head. But this year, we've seen that change that their 2 head coaches have talked about, and it has been really fun to watch them do their thing as they're sitting at 13-13, 500, and 4-5 on the season in their section, which is also in the same section as, Bram, Mille, and Ogilvie. So they play some local teams there in their own section as we take a look at that section, which is Section 5A. It's split up into 2, East and West. And yeah, you guessed it, the East is in the east part of Minnesota, West in the west part of Minnesota. But as the computer decides to take its time loading the section standings, we'll talk about playoffs coming up here next week. Mac, you've been around it. You've been around the atmospheres just in our local listening area. Playoffs are just another animal. It doesn't matter what the team's record is. It doesn't matter where you're standing, because come playoffs, everything is much different. Throw the records out the window.
Yeah, playoffs is a totally different animal when you get to it in high school sports. Everything builds up to that point throughout the season, and everyone's fighting to get that top spot to get the best matches. And once you get to that playoff spot, it's all or nothing, really, when you get there.
It really is. It's a little different for each sport, but it all comes down to, hey, how can you go on a playoff run? And sometimes we see those 8-9 seeds go on these long playoff runs and go, wait a minute, they weren't that good. Well, actually they were, and the teams just kind of, looked over them. So in the Section 5A, they will split it up into East and West, and then the East will play the West in the championship game for the right to go to state. Right now in the East, it is Swanville on top, 20-3, 14-0 in the section. A lot of section games for them. They're ranked 20th in the state, which is hard to believe. Then it's Mille, PRB behind them, then Bram, East Central, Upsala, Hill City, North, and Ogilvie, and McGregor, who has not won a game here this year. In fact, they've only won 3 sets, so a little bit of a down year for them. But it is going to be a competitive playoff atmosphere for the Mille Raiders, East Central Eagles, Bram Bombers, and Ogilvie Lions nonetheless. Speaking of Bram Bombers and Ogilvie Lions, they're playing over there in Bram tonight. Adam Hefty has that call over on KBEK, so be sure to tune in to that one. Of course, not during this game. After this game, maybe you can, but you're going to want to tune into this one. Not that I don't want to give him his love, but trust me, you're going to want to tune into this one here this evening. But again, looking at these 2 teams, Rush City and Mille. Rush City plays out of the Section 7 AA SS1. Don't know what it stands for. I don't know if anybody does, but that's how it's split up in SS1 and SS2. That's how it will be split up. And again, SS1 will play SS2 in the championship game for the right to go to state. Now, somehow, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Rush City is being disrespected in the rankings. They're ranked 13th right now. ESCO 10th. Both of them are being a little bit disrespected. But you've got Rush City, who last week beat North Branch, who was 4th in the state in a class above Rush City in Class 3A. And it only boosted Rush City 6 spots in the standings. I don't understand it. It's a mathematical thing, and I'm not good at math, so math makes a lot of sense. That's why I don't understand it. But Rush City is behind ESCO in the section standings. So as of right now, they would currently get the number 2 seed, but they would still hold that number 2 seed and still be getting a pretty favorable matchup come the start of the playoffs, because Hinckley, Finlayson will play Esco, Pine City will play Rush City, and Rush City has pretty much dominated Pine City here this year. So we'll have to wait and see on how everything shakes out. You can stay tuned. Friday might be the best case scenario for us to get you those playoff standings and playoff seeds and who will play when, where, and why. But I would say for sure by next Monday we will have all those for you, so you'll know who will play when and where and at what time and where we'll be for all of those games as well. Looks like we're going to have a full student section here tonight. Last time they played that big game against North Branch, well, Rush City was up at Moosehead-Willow River winning that game 24-22. But tonight, student section looks like it will be back in full go. And Mac, it may be something that is underrated or maybe not talked about at all, and maybe something that people go, why would you even mention that? But I think it's worth noting, how big of an important is it to have your own student section but come out in full force?
Yeah, having the student section in the first place is a big confidence booster. You're playing in front of an audience of your fellow peers, and that in itself can just boost your playing potential when you see them sitting there. And then they bring the energy, they bring the chance. Without them, it's not as loud in the gym. So they got to bring that energy and make you hyped to play the game in that sense. They're a crucial part of the game, and they're often overlooked when they do show up.
That is for sure. But here in the Great River Conference, both sides show out pretty well. Whether you're at Bram, Rush City, or East Central, you can see the other side of the fans come out in pretty good full force, especially when it's Rush City and Pine, or Mora and Pine, Bram and Pine. You usually get both of these student sections going at it with each other with some chance, and it can be pretty fun. It can be pretty rambunctious between the two, but I'm expecting tonight's atmosphere to be just as good as it was last week when Rush City hosted North Branch in that ranked matchup, because this one is for the Great River Conference Championship. The winner takes it home. The loser will take sole possession of second place. We're going to get a word from our fine sponsors. You can take a break from hearing my voice. We'll hear a word from our fine sponsors, and then we'll be back with more on the pregame here at Rush City High School. You're listening to High School Volleyball on 100.9 FM, Cool Country.
Dale's Heating and Appliance, your local heating and appliance expert, is committed to making your family's comfort their top priority. And now you can add water softeners to their list of expertise. Dale's now offers water softener sales or rentals along with installation, service, and salt delivery. So if your home needs quality water, make the call to your already trusted experts at Dale's, or just visit dalesheatingandappliance.com. dalesheatingandappliance.com.
Kettle River Pizza loves supporting all the local teams. And if your team is interested in fundraising, well, they've got you covered. Kettle River Pizza has years of experience in fundraising for local teams, organizations, and clubs, and they would like to help you too. With their experience and the fact that Kettle River Pizza is an easy sell, your fundraiser is bound to be a great success. Visit Kettle River Pizza online and click on their fundraising tab. Kettle River Pizza, a winner every time. Grab a few at your local convenience or grocery store for after the game.
Resetting your password, unsubscribing from emails, printing anything. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with an auto owner's insurance independent agent, getting the right coverage for your business doesn't have to be one of them, so you can get back to more important things, like learning how that printer works. That's simple human sense.
Contact your local auto owner's agency, Pine Insurance Agency, at pineagency.us today.
At Burnett Dairy Cooperative, we're more than just your local dairy. We're also a trusted propane provider, serving homes, farms, and businesses across northwestern Wisconsin and east central Minnesota. Whether you need a tank installed or reliable delivery, we're here for you 365 days a year with flexible options that fit your needs. As a farmer-owned cooperative, we're committed to supporting our community because your home and farm deserve the best. Call 715-689-1032 to learn more. Burnett Dairy Propane, serving you with pride every day of the year.
Back here on 100.9 FM, WCMP, Cool Country. Game Day Gilman joined by Mac Nelson here for tonight's Great River Conference matchup between the Rush City Tigers and the Mille Lacs Raiders as we get set for this one to begin. And getting our final thoughts in here, it's going to be a good one. Mac, unfortunately, you don't have any experience watching these teams here this year, so I'll talk here first and just kind of give my idea. I think for the Tigers, they're going to have to get out to a fast start and avoid the early mistakes, because we've seen it yesterday against Bram, who's a very good team in their own right, But they got up to a little bit of a slow start, and it kind of affected them going forward, especially into that second set. Things turned around in the third, but a slow start kind of got to them there in that one yesterday. So I think against Mille Lacs, you're going to have to avoid that here tonight and avoid as many mistakes. They had a good amount of mistakes last night. That's something that you'll have to avoid here tonight as well, because Mille Lacs, they're going to capitalize off those mistakes and make you pay for them, as Rush City can do so well against other teams. So we're going to get our national anthem and then our starting lineups. Then we'll be set for first serve here on 100.9 FM Cool Country WCMP.
Whoa! They've got what you need at the Pine City Freeway Holiday Station Store. Right now, the Pine City Holiday Station Store off 35 has got savings like Jack's Pizza, 3 for $12, Red Bull 12 ounce, buy 2, get 1 free, Johnsonville Brats and Dogs, 2 for $4, any size fountain drink up to XL, 79 cents all day. Open 24/7, 365. They've got what you need at the Freeway Holiday Station Store in Pine City.
Ditch the shovel and wheelbarrow. A New Holland mini track loader lets you get more work done with ease. It's narrow by design, so you can easily get in and out of tight spots. Versatility is its calling card. The loader powers a wide range of attachments like augers and trenchers. Big operating capacity puts more jobs on your can-do list, making it perfect for residential construction and landscaping. Take a break from backbreaking work with a reliable mini track loader. See one today at Baraboo Implement in St. Croix Falls and Rice Lake.
Your local radio home for Minnesota Vikings football is WCMP.
What a grab!
The October 20th game against Detroit is a big one. We need you to help the Vikings stay undefeated.
Caught by Jefferson!
So WCMP and Joshua Miron are giving you a chance to win tickets to the game. We'll even throw in a hotel stay at Radisson Blue Mall of America and $75 spending cash.
You lucky suckers!
Listen to Joshua Miron Wednesday morning during the Cool Country Morning Show for your chance to be in Minneapolis next Sunday. Vikings tickets this Wednesday morning, brought to you by Dale's Heating and Appliance, Northbound Liquor in Cambridge, Chilson Jewelers, and your local radio home for Minnesota Vikings football.
WCMP.
The mushroom melt is back at A&W. How does this sound? Sautéed seasoned mushrooms and onions with melted Swiss cheese on your choice of a juicy burger or grilled chicken. Then add golden French fries and a medium soft drink. It's the mushroom melt and fries combo at A&W. Now, top it off with a classic A&W root beer float featuring vanilla soft serve and made fresh root beer, all in a frosty mug. Or how about the A&W root beer freeze? Signature combos and delicious treats always at your local A&W restaurant in Pine City.
Embrace Orthodontics offers a unique specialized approach to orthodontic treatment with custom braces or Invisalign. The team at Embrace loves getting to know their patients personally and takes the time to make sure all your questions are answered. Their board-certified orthodontists use only the latest in modern technology to give you the best outcome possible. They work with your insurance company and offer flexible financing options to fit your budget. Call today to set up your free exam and see how Embrace Orthodontics can transform your smile. More online at embracemn.com. That's embracemn.com.
Back here on 100.9 FM WCMP, getting set for this game here. Our starting lineups here for the visiting Mille Lacs Raiders. It's going to be number 1, Mariah Reamer. Number 3, Jenna Carlson. Number 4, Danny Larson. Number 6, Brooklyn Orazum. Number 8, Ava Rogers, and number 19, Brianna Nikwanabe. Some of these names for Mille Lacs I have heard for years, and it seems like, man, they've got to be on their 6th, 7th year, but they kind of are. They have started as freshmen and or 8th graders, so they have been on this team for a while. That's why this team is so good once again. For the Rush City Tigers, it's going to be number 1, Autumn Stream. Number 3, Abigail Thielander. 4, McKenna Garr. 7, Clara Neeson. 10, Kendra Heinz. And 18, Natalie Rude. The libero tonight for the Rush City Tigers, of course, will be number 35, Ellie Thielander. On the other side, oh, she's turned and I can't see it. I think it's 18, maybe 14, one of the two. We'll figure it out here, but she is going to be the libero in the black jersey here tonight. Could be 11, which would be Aria Mueller. Yeah, I can't quite tell what number that is. We'll get it figured out. Either way, that is how they will line up. So it will be number 12 on that side, Paige Schrecker instead, someone we didn't even mention. But here we go. We are set for this one to get started. Set number 1 coming your way on WCMP Cool Country. Libero for the Tigers will wear white. The Tigers in their blue jerseys, the yellow half sleeves, the yellow letters and numbers. The Raiders in their white away jerseys, the black numbers outlined in yellow, and the red numbers outlined in yellow as well. The black stripe on the top of the shoulder going down into a yellow stripe, and then the black jersey for the Libero for the Raiders. Red letters and numbers outlined in yellow with that red stripe on the shoulder turning into yellow down the shoulder. Rush City will start with the serve here tonight. It will be Natalie Rude with the serve. And there we go. Whistle for the OK. And Rude's serve is up and into the net. So the first point going to go here to the Raiders. And an early mistake, like I had mentioned there in the pregame, not what you want to have if you're the Tigers. And now it's Ava Rogers getting set to serve. She is one who has actually started on this team since an 8th grader. It's going to be an ace for Ava Rogers. That'll be worthy of a Rush City Auto replay. And we'll get that once we have a chance. But an ace there for Ava Rogers. All of a sudden, it's a 2-0 lead. Mille. And Rogers will serve again. This one's going to go into the net, so we'll give it back to Rush City. Let's take a look at that Rush City Auto replay. You can see they break up, go their separate ways. Then Ava Rogers goes back to serve, bounces it a couple times, a few more times, and her serve is up, over, and right in front of the diving Tiger player. Now we get a serve from Rush City. It is hit by Mariah Reamer at the net, blocked by a couple of Tigers, but it falls on the Tigers' side of the net to make it 3-1, Raiders with that lead on the Embrace Orthodontic scoreboard here in set number 1. Reamer will serve now for the Raiders. It's dug up by Stream on the near side, that's far side for Neeson to the back of the court. Dug up by the Raiders and hit on over by Paige Strecker, the libero. Stream with the dig. And now Heinz looks for the kill, but a nice dig there by Carlson. Nick Winabe looks for the kill off a block. Root is there for the dig. Gar somehow gets it across, and it's dug up by Reamer. Setting it up on the near side, it is Erasmus who gets it over. Gar with the dig, and now Gar looks for the kill on the back of the line. She gets it in there to make it 3-2. Mille still with the lead, but a big hit there from McKenna Gar as Ellie Thielander will check into the game and go back to serve for the Tigers. Thielander with the serve. It's up and over. A diving dig there. It's going to get into the net. Ricochets, and Mille is able to get it over on the Mariah Reamer hit. Now setting it up. Autumn Stream with the delivery. It's over. Dug up by the Raiders. Hit back cross by Nick Winabe. Abby Thielander. And Rude did not get the cleanest of set on that one, and they're actually going to get her for a double hit. Rolled kind of off her fingertips, and it's going to make it 4-2 now. And Mac, right now, it just seems like Rush City kind of coming out cold here in this opening set.
Yeah, I know. What you were saying earlier, I was going to add that they just got to get the momentum rolling at the start of this game, and they just got to keep it going. Getting a couple flyers, getting a couple points that just don't need to be lost there, and it's coming back to bite them right now.
It really is, as we see a long hit there by Autumn Stream, and it's 5-2 Mille early in this first set. As Nick Winabe with the serve, it is over, dug up by Abby Thielander. Now Gar will look for the kill, but it's dug up by Reamer on the back line. Set and getting ready for the kill is Carlson, but it's dug up by Abby Thielander. To Rude to set on the far side. It's Neeson looking for the kill. Nick Winabe there for the dig. Towards the front of the net, Danny Larson looks for the kill, and it gets by the diving Ellie Thielander to make it 6-2. Raiders with the lead on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard early here in this one. Now, no matter what happens in this first set, I can almost promise you that set 2, 3, and maybe 4, 5 will look a lot different because these two teams are just going to possibly get better and better as we go along. A mistake there by Abby Thielander. She went for the dig on that one. That one looked like, Mac, I don't know, maybe it was just me, but that one looked like it was possibly going to go long.
Yeah, I think it was. I think she misjudged it, and she had to play a play, and it just didn't work out in her favor, unfortunately.
So Nick Winabe will get the ace there, and diving dig this time by Ellie Thielander, and Gar will hit it back across the net. This one's dug up by Reamer. Now on the far side for Carlson. She hits it across. Ellie Thielander there with the dig. To Rude, who sets. Gar will get this one tapped over. It's dug up by Danny Larson. On the far side, Carlson looks for the kill. Blocked at the net by Neeson. And that'll get a point back for the Tigers, 7-3. Raiders still with the lead, but Tigers get one back. And again, I talked about it pregame. Tigers kind of started cold last night too, and it came back to bite them a little bit later in that second set, but as Max said, it's biting them here early on. This serve is over, dug up by Paige Strecker, the libero, and looking for the kill is Jenna Carlson, excuse me. It just didn't get over the net, kind of rolled off the top of her fingertips there.
Yeah, I think she was going for the kill, changed her mind mid-jump for a tip, and it just didn't work out for her.
As now Clara Neeson will get set for another serve. 7-4 our score. Serve is over, dug up by Strecker, and Strecker will hit it back across. It's dug up here by Ellie T-Lander. Rude sets Autumn Stream. Oh, a rare mistake there. It's going to go out of bounds on the hit from Stream. You don't see that a lot from Autumn Stream, a hit that goes awry, as that one did there. We'll see Baptiste Gabot check into the game for the Raiders. And back to serve for them is Brooklyn Erasmus. They lead 8-4. The left-handed serve from Erasmus is over. Dug up by Gar, and Autumn Stream will tap this one across right to nowhere where no one is, and Jenna Carlson the diving dig, but again, just great placement there by Stream. McKenna Gar will go back to serve. The Raiders have 3 seniors, Rush City with 2, as this serve gets down in front of the diving Carlson for an ace for McKenna Gar. And one thing that Rush City does really well, ladies and gentlemen, is get aces. I don't know if it's taught. I don't know if it's something that they just see out on the court that they take advantage of, but they get at least 2-3 a game, as this one is dug up by the Raiders. It gets to the net. Erasmus tried to tap it across, but Ellie T-Lander right there saying, no, ma'am. It's 8-7 now, and here come the Tigers. Gar now will serve again. It's over. They're going right back to Jenna Carlson. Strecker there for the set, and getting it over is Danny Larson. Dug up by Neeson, and Autumn Stream will tap this one right to Strecker. Instead, it's Erasmus who gets the dig, and now looking for the kill. It goes long on the Mariah Reamer hit, and that'll tie us up at 8 points apiece. So the Tigers have come back all the way to tie it, and McKenna Gar will serve once again. Takes something off that one, and it's, oh my goodness, 2 diving plays, and Strecker's going to get it back across the net. Ellie T-Lander will dig, and now it's Ellie T-Lander looking for the kill, and Ellie T-Lander gets the kill, but Mac, 2 great effort plays there by Mille.
Yeah, that was great. I mean, that's what it's going to take to win this game tonight, and they're coming out swinging, so it's going to be a good one.
It really will be. That was 2 great plays there from Brooklyn Erasmus and Ava Rogers out there trying to make a play. Now McKenna Gar is back to serve once again. Her team leads 9-8. Serve is over. Strecker with the dig. Erasmus sets and looking for the kill. That time is Danny Larson. She'll get the kill. And I think it was actually tipped at the net by a member of the Tigers as it goes out of bounds. And it will be credited to Jenna Carlson for the kill. And she'll go back to serve now for the Raiders. Jenna Carlson serve. Tried to take something off of that one. Instead, it goes into the net for a serve error to make it 10-9. Now back to serve for the Tigers, the veteran, Autumn Stream. Something cool we learned about her pregame. We'll tell you what that is a little bit later. Serve is over, dug up by the Raiders, and Reamer will hit this one over. Dug up by the Tigers, and they get it across on the Abby T-Lander hit. Strecker digs, and now Mariah Reamer looks for the kill. Blocked at the net by Kendra Heinz, but it stays on the Tigers' side to tie us back again at 10 apiece. And as much as the Tigers, Mac, seem to get momentum, really no one has been able to take firm control of this set.
Yeah, and that's what you typically see when 2 good teams come together and play. Neither one can really pick up steam and keep it because the other one just retaliates right back with a good play of their own.
Ellie T-Lander gets it back for the Tigers on the kill to make it 11-10. And wouldn't be too surprising if we see Mille come back with a point here themselves, as it will be Natalie Rude back to serve. And Strecker with the dig. And getting this one over, Baptiste Gabot dug up by Rude to Gar. Abby T-Lander will tap it across. Dug up by Brooklyn Erasmus. It goes backward. 2 diving Raiders go after it. Neither of them are able to get there, and it's going to be a kill for the Tigers. And Abby T-Lander, that's going to be her 3rd to leave the team here in this first set to make it 12-10. Tigers, now Mac here in this situation. Rush City's finally pulled ahead by more than 1. Could that possibly, do you think, lead to them pulling away here in this first.
I definitely think it gives them the means to accomplish that. I mean, they're coming out swinging. They've picked up the steam now. I think they got that first little jitters out, and they're starting to play a lot better now. Interesting hit.
And Nick Winabe there at the net. It was an interesting hit there by Gar, kind of using the front of her forearms to get that one back. I think it went a little bit further than she was actually hoping. And Nick Winabe, that one just looked like a beach ball for her, and she slammed it home for the kill for Mille as they cut it back to 1. Their deficit, as now Ava Rogers will go back to serve for the Raiders. Her serve is up and over. 2 Tigers go after it. It's dug up still, and Abby Thielander will look to come back with a kill. Nice dig, though, there by Jenna Carlson. It's into the rafters. Nice job, by the Raiders. Brooklyn Erasmus to get that one over, but ladies and gentlemen, there is a divider, a screen that divides this gym into 2, and it hit that divider, and that is out of play. So great play still by the Raiders, but fortunately hits that divider, which is out of play. And again, much like Adam Hefty said last night on our broadcast, we don't play in Olympic stadiums here. We're in high schools. The rafters only go so high. So Neeson off the dig, the kill attempt is dug up by the Raiders. Nick Winabe looking for the kill, just a tad long on that one. Good spot for that one. I think she was going for that back far side corner there, Mac. Looked like a good spot, just a little too much on it.
Yeah, that would have been a great spot to hit if she could have, but it's a tough shot to hit those cross courts, especially that back corner like that.
Abby Thielander serves, dug up by Strecker. Rogers keeps it alive, and Reamer will hit it back across. Dug up here by Stream. And Gar looks for the kill, past the diving Strecker to make it 15-11. And now we'll see the timeout by the Raiders head coach, Marsha Balder. That'll give us time to tell you, don't forget, tomorrow. It's tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. You can win tickets to the Minnesota Vikings game against Detroit by listening to Joshua Miron in the morning show. Tickets to this Sunday's game against the Lions, that's what we'll give you. But not only that, we'll also give you a hotel stay and spending cash. Cool Country 100.9 FM WCMP is your local radio home for the Minnesota Vikings. We've got
you guys can kind of see it now. Like I was talking about earlier, that student section, they're coming out and they're bringing the energy already.
They're trying to get the adults into it. Some of the adults not wanting to join, and then once one of them joins, it seems like all of them decide to join.
It spreads.
Got infectious there. They're trying to get the crowd amped and into it. People still filing in here. A Tuesday night matchup that will be the last regular season game for both of these teams. It's crazy to think we're 8 weeks already into it, but we have the Tigers with the serve. It's over, and it will be a kill here for the Raiders, 15-12. Oh, they take the point away. Oh, they're saying it's a Tiger point.
Interesting.
Well, I'm not real sure why that changed. Well, the Raiders will get it back there on the long serve. Yeah, not real sure what happened there. But it was the Tigers who got the point, and then it was, I'm not real sure what happened. But either way, the Raiders get one back. This serve is over here by Reamer. And Neeson will hit it across. Strecker with the dig. Reamer with the set, and it's hit across the net. It hits the net and then gets over. Jenna Carlson tries to get it over. It'll be a double hit here on the Raiders, 17-12.
I thought we were going to have a bit of a joust on our hands there.
It looked like it a little bit, but it winds up staying on the side of the Raiders. And now back to serve Ellie Thielander for the Tigers. Her team leads 17-12. Strecker there with the dig. Rogers and Nick Winabe will push it across. Ellie Thielander races after it for the dig. And on the far side, Neeson will hit it long to make it 17-13. And the Raiders will go back to serve. It's Nick Winabe. Nick Winabe will serve. And Autumn Stream comes back with a hefty hit to make it 18-13. Autumn Stream with her second kill of this first set, and her team leads 18-13. As now back to serve Clara Neeson. Serve is over. Mille Lacs pushes it back across, dug up by the Tigers, and Gar will hit this one over. Strecker there for the dig. Rogers, and now getting it over. There is Jenna Carlson. It's blocked, but it's blocked out of bounds by the Tigers. So that'll make it 18-14 as we get late here into this first set. Serve is over. Tigers with the hit across, and oh, that one going to be called out. From my vantage point here, that one looked in, and by some of the faces on the Raider players, I think they are thinking they got a little lucky too. Some of them had the face as if to say, ooh, we got a freebie there. Serve is over here by Brooklyn Erasm, and Gar comes back with the kill. That one is long, but it was tipped to force it to go long. So that will make it 19-15 now. Tigers still with the lead here late in this first set. Serve is, it's going to go into the net here by McKenna Gar. It's 19-16. Back to serve for the Raiders is Jenna Carlson. Her serve is up and over. It's going to be an ace for Carlson to make it 19-17. Thielander with the diving dig, just not there enough. And here come the Raiders on the comeback trail. Carlson's serve is over. This time Gar with the dig. Tarud to set. And it is Autumn Stream with the kill on that one. I want to check the ball. I think she might have taken some air out of that one. Holy cow. She can get it squared up, and there are not too many people in this class of volleyball that can hit it harder. 20-17. Tigers still lead. Serve is up and over. Dug up by Carlson. Erasm. And they will get it across. I was not sure if that was going to be 4 hits, but apparently Tigers did get a touch on it at the middle of the net, and then Kendra Heinz will hit it and get the kill. To be a little confusion on the Tigers side. We're going to need a timeout here called by the Raiders. And while they take one, we'll take a quick one as well. You'll be back here on Cool Country after word from our fine sponsors.
Your journey to smile with your forever starts at Embrace Orthodontics. The team at Embrace is committed to providing world-class care and a remarkable orthodontic experience. Choose between custom Light Force braces or Invisalign clear aligners with locations in Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge, and a plan to fit your budget, whether you have insurance or not. Embrace Orthodontics will make your smile journey comfortable, convenient, and customized just for you. Visit EmbraceMN.com today to find out how to set up your free exam. EmbraceMN.com. Embrace Orthodontics. A smile you will embrace forever.
A Lennox air source heat pump is a high-efficiency air conditioning unit that can also heat your home or business during the spring and fall. It's more economical than heating with propane. Have Dale's Heating and Appliance install your Lennox air source heat pump. Ask Dale's how you can receive up to $1,000 in rebates for your air source heat pump system. And ductless mini splits also qualify for up to $1,000. Visit dalesheatingandappliance.com. Conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Serve over here by the Tigers. It was dug up initially, but Paige Strecker can't keep it clean as it goes out of bounds to make it 22-17. So a point back here for the Tigers to make it 22-17 late in this first set. Tigers trying to pull away. Serve by Stream is over. Strecker, she got there. She just couldn't get under it enough. And it's another ace for the Tigers to make it 23-17.
Quite a few aces we're seeing in this first set, huh?
Yeah, we've got quite a few, and it's pretty even for both sides. So that's pretty interesting. Stream, another serve that goes right to Strecker. This time she's there, and Gabo looks for the kill across the net. Blocked at the net, but the Raiders keep it alive. Pushed across now by the Mille Lacs Raiders. And this Tigers get it back up and over. And looking for the kill there is Reamer, but dug up by the Tigers. On the far side here, Ellie Thielander will look for the kill, but it's dug up by Strecker. To the far side, Reamer will look for a kill, and it's hit long and out of bounds to make it 24-17. Set point now for Rush City. Autumn Stream still back serving for the Tigers. Up and over. Carlson there for the dig. It's Reamer who will look to get it just over the net. Dug up by Stream. To Rude who sets. Ellie T-Lander blocked at the net. Diving dig by the Raiders. They keep it alive and hit over by Reamer. Neeson there. For the hit across. And now Gabo will look for the kill. That one goes long on her hit. And that will be it for the first set. The Tigers win it 25-17 on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. So before we go to commercial break, don't forget, check out the bird and animal auction at the Chelsea Brook Farm in Mora. Saturday the 19th, this Saturday. They'll have geese, pheasants, goats, pigs, pigeons, and more. That's this Saturday at 9:30 a.m. The Chelsea Brook Farm, just 9 miles north of Mora. We'll be back after word from our fine sponsors. The Tigers take set one, 25-17. You're listening to high school volleyball on Cool Country, 100.9 FM, WCMP.
Kettle River Pizza, the handcrafted pizza made locally in Ash Cove, Minnesota. Always the highest quality ingredients. Pizza that is consistently great tasting. A true crowd pleaser. 16 varieties to choose from. Enjoy the classics like pepperoni, pepperoni sausage and supreme, to the unique tastes of hot Hawaiian, taco, buffalo chicken, and chicken Alfredo. Pick some up at your local grocer, tavern, or convenience store. Handcrafted Kettle River Pizza. Moms and basketball players approved.
Joe and the gang at Roddy Motors have your next pre-owned vehicle. Vehicles of all makes and models, and vehicles priced to move. Roddy Motors in Mora can also get you financed on site. Or, if you've got a vehicle to sell, Roddy offers consignment too. Yep, they'll help you sell your quality pre-owned vehicle. The 2-time winner of the Reader's Choice Best Dealer in Kanabec County. That's what you call a repeat champ. When you need a quality vehicle, make your way to Roddy Motors in Mora or RoddyMotors.com. RODDY Motors.com.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Contact your local Auto Owners agency, Pine Insurance Agency, at pineagency.us today.
A&W Restaurant Pine City is still making fresh root beer, that signature item since 1919. It's still made fresh and on-site with real cane sugar and a blend of secret ingredients. It doesn't get any better than this. Their world-renowned A&W root beer is a classic treat, and they can top it off with creamy vanilla soft serve to be known as the famous A&W root beer float. Now that's smooth, tasty, and refreshing. An American iconic A&W root beer float. It never tasted so good. A&W Restaurant Pine City. Come grab your root beer float today.
Well, we threw him into the fire to see how he would do, and I think we're doing pretty well so far. Mac Nelson joining me here, Ethan Game Day Gilman, at this Great River Conference Championship game. The Tigers take set number one, 25-17. Mac, your impressions from that first set?
It was a good match. I mean, lots of powerful plays, lots of great plays to keep the ball up in the air. But each team was just able to answer it, and it turns out the Tigers was the one that ran away with it.
They did at the end there. They pulled away, but it was close nonetheless. 25-17. I know it's an 8-point difference, but it was a lot closer than what it looked, and I don't think the Tigers are certainly comfortable with that kind of a win in a set, but they'll have to be for now as we move on to the second set, where it will be the Raiders beginning with the serve. 4 kills there for Autumn Stream in that first set. She leads the Tigers. Behind her, Abby T-Lander with 3, and then Gar with 2. 2 for Mariah Reamer for the Raiders to lead their team. In and to serve is Ava Rogers for the Raiders to begin the second set. It's up and over. I believe that was Gar with the dig, and now hitting it across is Heinz. Raiders have it. Rogers and Nick Winabe will hit it across. Going to get a whistle here, and it is going to be an illegal lift. A lift call there on the Tigers, and that will make it 1-0 Rush City early on. Now, you never want to see mistakes by a team like that, but I feel like, Matt, getting these mistakes early on may not be the worst-case scenario, because I feel like getting those mistakes late in the match are really when they can backfire.
Yeah, momentum. Momentum killer at the end of a set. is something called like that. But at the beginning, you can come back from it. You can rally a point and get your momentum back and try and hope for the best.
Couple big hits here, but the final one for the kill by Abby Thielander to get the second point for Rush City. Looks like Strecker may be up a little bit slow. She may have landed pretty hard there on that dive. Ladies and gentlemen, the court might look nice and shiny and soft. Yeah, I promise you it's not. It is not soft. There's no pillows down there. There's no cushion. It's all wood. Rude with the serve for Rush City. It's over, dug up by Carlson. And looking for the kill, Nick Winneby. Blocked at the net, but it stays on the side of the Tigers. Raiders get one back. Nick Winneby with the kill there for the Raiders. Make it 2-1. Serve is over by Reamer. Dug up by the Tigers. Rude. She didn't even see that one till it came down to her over her shoulder. She got the dig nonetheless. Wow, what a play there by her. Nick Winneby looking for the kill, but it's kept up by the Tigers. Now hit back across, dug up by the Raiders. And Carlson will look for the kill. It's dug up by Stream in the back line. Rude to set. It's Abby Thielander looking for the kill. Dug up there by Reamer, but it sends it flying into the bleachers. And it's 3-1. Man, we got some highlight reel plays here by both of these squads. Ball will go back to Abby Thielander. Getting ready to serve. This one's up and over. Strecker and Reamer there, both getting the dig, and now Nick Winneby will hit it across. Dug up by Stream. Rude sets it for Kendra Hines. We're going to get a whistle on the Tigers. And it will be 3-2 as the Raiders will get the point off of that illegal call on the Tigers.
Yeah, she actually landed under the net on that one.
Yeah, that's and I can't imagine how hard that must be, trying to go and make a play and then you get under the net. Not easy to do, as, wow, coming back with the kill is Neeson for the Tigers to make it 4-2. Well, that's one way to come back from a mistake, is you get a nice big hit like that and get the kill. And now Ellie Thielander will be back to serve for the Tigers. You look at the Thielanders, Abby Thielander, a 10th grader, Ellie Thielander, an 8th grader. You look at this entire Tiger squad, 2 seniors, as I mentioned, 1 junior. The rest are freshmen, sophomores, and 8th graders. It is ridiculous. And now a kill here for Brooklyn Erasm for the Raiders to make it 4-3. Back and forth we go here in this set as well. Again, neither side really being able to take a firm control of either the momentum or the set, but we're still early on. It's 4-3. Serve is over. Ellie Thielander with the dig. Hit over by Neeson. Dug up by Reamer. And now Carlson will look for the kill. Off a block at the net. It's going to get just past Ellie Thielander for the kill, and that will tie us at 4 apiece at the beginning of set number 2.
I don't think if that hand got on it at the net, I don't think it was staying in.
I would agree, because it looked like it may have gone long, but that, you're right, that hand at the net certainly keeps that one in, and this serve is just long by Erasm. So we'll give the lead right back to Rush City, 5-4 here at Rush City High School as they host the Mille Lacs Raiders for this Great River Conference Championship game. Winner takes the conference, loser takes second place. The serve over by Neeson, dug up by Strecker. Erasm, and looking for the kill at the net, Danny Larson. She hit right into a block of Autumn Stream, and my goodness. Now, Autumn Stream has some pretty good height to her, and she didn't have to do much. She barely had to jump on that one. She just stuck her hands up there and absolutely kept control of it and pushed it back on the other side. Neeson, serve is just over the net. Strecker is there. This gets over the net on the serve. Oh my, that was close. Gar watched that one go. If we had a camera down on the court, I wouldn't beg to differ that in challenges. I wouldn't beg to differ. We could probably challenge that one. That might be a different outcome.
Yeah, from our angle, it looked like it was really close there.
It was, as the serve is over. Reamer will get the dig, and now it's hit back across by the Raiders. Gar with the dig to Rude, who sets, and Gar will look for the kill. Blocked at the net by the Raiders. It is Cabot and Danny Larson there for the block to make it 7-5. It may not be the big swinging kill that gets on the highlights all the time, but a block can be just as good and just as energizing for a team, as now Jenna Carlson will serve. It is over, dug up by Gar to Rude. Stream, long on it. And here come the Raiders again, 7-6. And again, you look at the Raiders roster, 4 seniors, good chunk of juniors, and some sophomores. So they'll be a pretty good veteran team next year. But you've got young talent in this Rush City roster coming back again, so we might see a repeat next year. Be very interesting as Gar will look for the kill. It is. Ooh, you know what? I don't know about that one either. That one was pretty close, but that will tie us up at 7 apiece.
She hesitated.
That was close. As Carlson serve, that one's going to go long. Make it 8-7. Gar with the serve. It's up, and it is over. Dug up there by Carlson. Hit into the net by Reamer. That will make it 9-7, Rush City. Gar will ready her serve. She wastes no time. It is up and over. Dug up there by Carlson. Setting it up for Gabo. She gets through the block, but it is just long. And I mean just. That one nearly, but she just got a little too far underneath it. Sends it long, and now Gar with another serve. She'll go opposite way. Diving dig there by Reamer. It's not going to be enough. It's an ace for McKenna Gar. That'll be her second, and a timeout called here by the Mille Lacs Raiders. While they take one, we'll take a quick one as well. You're listening to Volleyball on 100.9 FM WCMP.
Some things you just have to chalk up to good genetics. It's genetics that give cattle a competitive edge, and it's Case IH equipment that helps you get the most out of your livestock operation. Case IH has a bloodline with generations of innovation, and whether you're driving a Farmall, Maxim, or Puma, Case IH tractors get the job done. Stop by your local dealer and discover the full range of Case IH tractors and hay tools.
See Baraboo Implement in Rice Lake and St. Croix Falls.
Back here on 100.9 FM WCMP. Cool Country. Trying to pump up the crowd. Get the crowd going, get them into it. Crowd so far tonight hasn't been super loud, but it also hasn't been silent either. But that's why you've got the young man down there trying to pump them up. 11-7 coming out of the timeout. Rush City will serve. That was the Raiders' first of this second set. Tigers lead 11-7 on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Gar again serving for the Tigers. It's up and it is over. Strecker there with the dig. O'Razum sets it up and just tapped across. Nice job there by Danny Larson. Just giving it a little tap across. It was blocked at the net by the Tigers, and it fell to the court. Nobody home for them. Strecker will serve. And, she knew it as soon as she left her feet that was not going to be enough. That was unfortunate there for Strecker. She wanted to take a little bit off it just to get it over the net, but took too much off there, as now Autumn Stream will serve. 12-8, Tigers lead. Over, dug up by Gabo. O'Razum, and now Carlson will hit it over. Dug up by Neeson. And Ellie T-Lander will look for the kill. That's Abby T-Lander. And her hit goes long to make it 9 points for Mille Lacs. Tigers still with the lead as Gabo will check out. In for hers, Ava Rogers. And she will go back to serve. So Rogers readies. And here's the serve. It's up and over, dug up by Stream to Rude. And Abby T-Lander looks for the kill. Dug up nicely there by Carlson. And Nick Wanabe tried to get to it. She got a hand on it, but just couldn't get it cleanly, and that makes it 13-9. One of the things I love about Brianna Nick Wanabe is every time I watch her play, she always has a smile on her face, and that can really be infectious for a team.
Yeah, that's actually the case with a lot of their players over there. They miss a point, they get down, but there's always a smile when they go into that huddle together, and that's a big game change. That could change the fate of the game.
It really can. Neeson with the hit across, and now looking for the kill is Reamer, but it's dug up by Gar. Abby T-Lander will look for the kill. Strecker, she got a hand on it, and I don't know if she doesn't get a hand on it, if that one doesn't maybe go long there, Mac.
Yeah, she put in a good effort, got on the ground for it. It just came a little higher than she looked like she was expecting.
Natalie Rude will go back to serve. Her team leads 14-9. This one is up and over. Strecker diving dig. Erasm gets it back across. Abby T-Lander there for the dig. Neeson gets it over. Strecker another dig. Erasm will look for the kill. Does that hit the net? Doesn't it? So I think what they're saying is it hit the net, then hit the antenna, and that should be Tigers' point. And that's what T-Lander is saying. And now, I understand where Mille Lacs is coming from. They thought it went across the net, the Tigers had touched it, and then it went into the antenna. But from what I saw, it was net, then antenna, and the Tigers didn't get a hand on it. Mac, I don't know what you saw there.
Yeah, I saw the net first. I didn't see any hands touch the ball. The down ref caught it, so it all worked out for him.
I certainly agree, as now we get an ace. Jenna Carlson can't catch up to that one. It's 16-9, and all of a sudden, the Tigers seem to be pulling away here slowly but surely in this one. And you know, on a call like that, that can, I feel like, drain a lot of energy from one side because they felt like they should have gotten the point.
Yes, it can definitely affect the team's mental well-being when it comes to that.
Erasm gets it over off the dig, and now Abby T-Lander looks for the kill. Strecker there. Ava Rogers. Reamer looks for the kill. It was blocked at the net by the Tigers. Neeson. And it did not go out of bounds. It stays in. Some of these are just so hard to see where they're going and if they're in and out because we're up a little bit higher, and sometimes the players are over there trying to make a play. Sometimes we just can't tell, but that's why we have referees. Nick Winabe touches it over to get the kill. That was one where it was dug up, and on those, it just is like a beach ball for the other team. It flies over. It's coming right to the middle of the net, and all you have to do, you can get a big swing on it if you want, or you can just tap it back down, and that's what Nick Winabe did right there.
Yeah, great spot to put it there.
Mariah Reamer with the serve. It's dug up by the Tigers. Abby T-Lander hits it into the net to make it 17-11. Don't count the Raiders out just yet. Mariah Reamer will serve again. It's up and over. Gar and Stream are there for the dig. Rude can't get it off the deflection on the net. Those are so hard to do because you're at the net. You don't want to touch the net, plus you want to get it back to your team. And just no possible way there for Rude to do it, and it's another point for the Raiders. Reamer there with the serve. Dug up by Gar. And now Kendra Heinz is not able to get it across. A miss hit by her, and it's 17-13. 4 unanswered points here for the Raiders. And the Tigers, I think they're kind of miscommunicating back there a little bit. Gar now with the dig. Rude, and this is a clean set, and Abby T-Lander comes back and says, give me our lead back. 5 points now, the lead for Rush City. Abby T-Lander absolutely destroyed that ball. I tell you what, sometimes I think they need to check the air in these balls. I'm not saying Tom Brady's here and he deflated them, but some of these hits, I don't know if they necessarily keep all that air in them. Erasm will look for the kill off the block. Abby T-Lander, right place, right time on that one. And Kenna Gar off the block at the net. Oh my goodness. It was dug up by Reamer. Strecker had an eye on it. Then it went into the rafters there, Mac, and you just never know what's going to happen when it gets up into the rafters. It can come down cleanly. It can come down on a ricochet. You just never know.
Yeah, and like you said, 4 unanswered points. How are they gonna answer that? Well, with 2 of their own.
They did just that, and we'll now get another timeout here by the Raiders, which will give us another chance to talk about how you can win tickets to the Minnesota Vikings game this Sunday against Detroit. You can do that by listening to Joshua Miron in the morning show on this very station. What you can get are tickets to this Sunday's game against the Lions, a hotel stay, plus spending cash. Because Cool Country 100.9 FM WCMP is your local radio home for Minnesota Vikings football. Tried to pull out my best Paul Allen there, and it's not working. Not working. I'm still getting over my cold, and I can't do the Paul Allen yet, but we'll get there. Minnesota Vikings play this Sunday undefeated against the entire league right now. That is for right now, ladies and gentlemen. Again, they did make a trade today, getting Cam Akers back on the team, plus a 6th-round pick, and all they had to do was send a conditional 6th-round pick to the Houston Texans, so didn't have to send a lot. It seems like any time that the Vikings tend to make a trade, seems like we're giving up the house for what winds up being someone who plays maybe 1 or 2 downs a game. So I'm glad to see we didn't give up much. So we're back out of the timeout, 19-13. The Tigers lead. Abby Thielander will set and serve. That one long. Going to go out of play here on the long serve from Abby Thielander, 19-14. So now the Raiders have a chance to come back here and make some noise late in this set. Rihanna Nikwanabe will go back to serve. Gets up, hand over. Dug up by Abby Thielander. And McKenna Gar absolutely hammers that one home to make it 20-14. And much like anything, if you can square it up, well, it's pretty much set and go.
But you can't count this Raiders defense out. They have been digging up a lot.
They really have, and that's a good point because they have been leaping, diving, whatever you want after a lot of these plays. And I could see a comeback on the way, but Gar is there with a nice dig, and she'll look to hammer this one home. Blocked at the net. Nice job by Danny Larson. May not have been a dig like Max said, but it was a block, which good enough. Now Brooklyn O'Razum will go back to serve. Now they're only down by 5 late in this set, 20-15. Serve is over. Ellie Thielander, not the cleanest of digs there. Abby Thielander got to it, but not going to get up enough for anybody. And it's 20-16. Count it for Brooklyn O'Razum. Her serve up. And in! It's an ace there for the Raiders. Make it 20-17. You saw the entire Tiger squad yell, out. Not the case there. That one took an absolute nosedive. O'Razum will take something off at this time. Abby Thielander there setting it up for Stream. Blocked at the net, keeps it alive for the Raiders. Reamer. And now Gabo will look for the kill. Off the block and out of bounds. And Mariah Reamer with the kill. And all of a sudden, it's Batiste Gabo. So Gabo with the kill. Reamer set it up for her, but my goodness, here come the Raiders. O'Razum with the serve, and now Gar will hit it across the net. Blocked again. Tigers can't get up to it. My goodness. Mac, you called it. 20-19.
I don't want to say I said so, but you just can't count these guys out.
You can't. 20-19. That'll force a Tiger timeout. And with that, we'll take one as well. Back after a quick word from our fine sponsors.
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
Don't worry, Hones can fix you up. Hones Auto Body and Glass has 43 years of experience repairing vehicles from accidents and damage due to hail. In fact, they've got a huge state-of-the-art facility in Mora, are iCar and ASC certified, and certified in aluminum repair and welding. Plus, Hones is recommended by many insurance companies. Hones Auto Body and Glass in Mora. Hones, they'll fix you up right.
Back here on Cool Country, 100.9 FM, WCMP, Ethan Game Day Gilman, joined by Mac Nelson, running the camera for us here tonight. Doing a good job. And we've got him right in the fire real quick, just because we want to get him out here so he can get and do it himself, because he's that talented, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, stop tooting my horn.
Brooklyn O'Razum will serve here for the Raiders, and that's why timeouts can be so crucial. That serve goes long out on the far side. 21-19. So now the Tigers have a chance to close this one out with a quick 4 points. It's Clara Neeson with the serve, and that one's into the net. Mistake by both sides here coming out of the timeout. It's 21-20. Tigers still with the lead, but late here in this set, the Raiders look like they've stolen momentum. Serve by Carlson over, dug up by Garrud, sets for Stream, blocked at the net! Gabo and Larson are there. That will tie it at 21 apiece.
The confidence is building.
It really is, and I think that's something that goes unspoken, and it's confidence. Confidence does wonders, especially when you're on a comeback. Autumn Stream is long on the hit, 22-21. Oh, boy.
What a turn of events here.
This has, I mean, that's the exact way to put it. The Raiders take their first lead of this set, 22-21. Gar with the dig. Rude knocks it over, but it's dug up by Reamer. Erasm, and tapping it across is Larson. Not dug up cleanly by the Tigers. It will be pushed out of bounds, 23-21. And we will see a second timeout here called by the Tigers. Oh my goodness. Well, it looked good to start for the Tigers. Then all of a sudden the Raiders came back and watched the mistake happen from Rush City, and then they put on a couple more points and now lead by 2. So a good end to this set, really, for the Raiders. It didn't start out so hot. It was back and forth, but you could kind of tell it was kind of leaning the Tigers' direction. But as of late here, we talked about it. It was 4 straight by the Raiders. Rush City scored a few here and there. The Raiders came back and now all of a sudden hold a 2-point lead. I mean, there is, you talked about it, confidence. And that does wonders for a team, because I think when you can play confident, you play smooth, you play patient, and you're not thinking as much as maybe the other team would be.
Yeah, for sure. Like you said at the beginning of the set, it looked like the Tigers were going to take it and just run with it right out the gates. But then the Raiders came back and they answered with a few scrappy plays of their own, keeping that ball in the air, and the Tigers just haven't really answered that yet.
Not yet, and we'll see if the Raiders can't finish off this set, or will the Tigers be able to come back out of the timeout and score 4 straight. Serve is over by Jenna Carlson, dug up by Gar to Rude. Bottom stream, and that is why you have her out there at that spot. She comes back with a massive kill to make it 23-22. Raiders still with the lead. It will be McKenna Gar back to serve. Now, I know serving can be a big part of it, and sometimes getting the point has nothing to do with serving. But last time McKenna Gar served for the Tigers, that happened, and they also scored a few more points.
Yeah, it could be a change of momentum here.
An ace from McKenna Gar. I think that was more a mistake by Carlson. I think with a lead like that, and if that's close enough, I think you got to be aggressive and go after it, in my opinion. Gar will serve again. We're tied at 23. He'll go right back at Carlson. This time she gets the clean dig. She'll set it up, but Danny Larson is not able to get it back over the net. And now all of a sudden we've got 3 straight points by the Tigers, and now they take a 1-point lead.
They could put it away here.
They will try to do so with another McKenna Gar serve. And she wastes no time when that ready whistle is blown. Serve is over, dug up by Carlson. Erasm. Reamer taps it over. Going to get a whistle. I think it was either a touch net or under the net by the Raiders. Either way, the Tigers will escape this set with the win. So they win set 2, 25-23. That is back-to-back nights, ladies and gentlemen, where the Tigers have won the second set from behind, 25-23. We're going to take a commercial break here. A word from our fine sponsors. We'll be back on Cool Country, 100.9 FM, WCMP with the third set.
Whoa! They've got what you need at the Pine City Freeway Holiday Station Store. Right now, the Pine City Holiday Station Store off 35 has got savings like Doritos and Lay's Mix and Match, buy one, get one half off. Jack Link's Beef Jerky variety, 2 for $10. Starbucks Pink in Paradise, buy one, get one free. Any Dr. Pepper, 3 for $5. Red Bull 12 ounce, buy 2, get one free. Open 24/7, 365. They've got what you need at the Freeway Holiday Station Store in Pine City.
Kettle River Pizza is a proud supporter of sports teams and community organizations. Local groups and teams across the state have had amazing success with Kettle River Pizza fundraising. From sausage and pepperoni to chicken Alfredo or the hot Hawaiian, the cheesy deliciousness practically sells itself. Visit KettleRiverPizza.com to schedule your next fundraiser. It's so easy to get started. Got a pizza craving now? Pick up a Kettle River Pizza at your local grocery store or convenience store today.
Getting your vehicle repaired after an accident doesn't have to be stressful. Drop your vehicle at Hones Auto Body and they take care of the stress. From the estimate to easily working with your insurance, Hones will take care of minor dents, collision repair, glass replacement, and mechanical services. iCar and ASE certified technicians will get your vehicle fixed right. For a shop you can trust, for collisions or everyday repairs, bring your vehicle to Hones Auto Body and Glass Mechanical in Mora, or visit online at honesauto.com. That's HOHNS auto.com.
Rush City Auto invites you to come on in and check out their full lot of quality used vehicles. They got a car or truck for any size budget. Get your next vehicle from a local dealer with a great reputation. Rush City Auto wants to get you into a vehicle that you will love at a price you can afford. For more information, visit them online at rushcityauto.com and make sure you like Rush City Auto on Facebook to stay up to date with their inventory. Rush City Auto, quality used vehicles. rushcityauto.com.
Back here on WCMP Cool Country 100.9 FM. Ethan Game Day Gilman joined by Mac Nelson. Mac, what have been your impressions here of this game so far, a Great River Conference Championship game?
Yeah, going with the Tigers right out the gate, they have a lot of power behind the net. They can get up there and they hammer that ball down. They don't care where it might end up. They hit it full force every time. Coming from the Raiders, though, they're coming out and they are just a good team at being able to dig that power up. Every single play they're putting in full effort. 1, 2 players are diving at the ball every time, and they try their hardest to get it over the net and put it back on the Tiger side of the court to play it.
It has been a phenomenal game by both teams. It has gone by quick. We're not even to the 8 o'clock hour. We haven't been even here an hour, ladies and gentlemen, and this one going by real fast. It doesn't seem like it because we've had a lot of action here between these two teams, but Rush City will look to try and end it here in this third and what could be final set. But the Raiders also have a chance to come back with the next two and get us to a fifth and final set as well. It will be the Tigers' serve to begin set 2. Rude with the serve over, Strecker with the dig. Nikwanabe bumped by her teammate, but she gets it over. Gar with the dig. Rude sets, and it is Abby Thielander with the hit across, dug up by Carlson. On the far side, Reamer looks for the kill, blocked at the net. Strecker there with the dig, still kept alive, and Nikwanabe will push it over, and it's a point for the Raiders. You have got to be kidding. The Raiders, that should have been Tigers' point by all accounts, but the Raiders just kept going at it and got the point.
Like we said, just that effort factor it puts them above the rest.
It really does, as now Ava Rogers will be back to serve. It is up and over, dug up by Stream to Heinz. Abby Thielander, hits it over, dug up by Carlson. And Erasm looks for the kill, blocked at the net by Abby Thielander. Abby Thielander says, give me back the one. And we're tied at 1 apiece as Abby Thielander goes back to serve. Again, Abby Thielander did play quite a bit her freshman season last year, helping that team get to the state tournament championship game. Hit is over on the hit from Reamer. Going to get a whistle here on the Tigers. I didn't quite see it, but that will give the Raiders a 2-1 lead. It is Mariah Reamer to serve for the Raiders. Over, dug up by Thielander. That's Abby. Gar with the kill. It was blocked at the net by Nikwanabe. Got through her block, and Jenna Carlson was there on the dive, but just could not lift it enough for a teammate to get under it, and that will be a kill there for the Tigers as they get it back. We're tied at 2. A lob serve over by Ellie Thielander. Dug up by the Raiders and looking for the kill there. Jenna Carlson, and she'll get the kill. 3-2 Raiders. That's the third kill for Jenna Carlson here in the match. She has 1 ace, and now going back to serve is Brianna Nikwanabe. Serve is over. Dug up by Abby Thielander. Guard just taps it over. Ava Rogers there. Erasm pushes it across. Abby Thielander with the dig. Looking for the kill. Neeson with the kill for the Tigers, and we'll be tied at 3 apiece. Well, back and forth we go. Neither side can really nor take advantage or pull away, but we're still well early here in this set. Clara Neeson to serve. It is over, dug up by Strecker. To Ava Rogers. On the far side, Jenna Carlson pushes it over. Ellie Thielander with the dig. McKenna Gar looks for the kill. Blocked at the net, but it's dug up by the Tigers. Gar will look for the kill. Strecker got a hand on it, and she's upset with herself because she knows if she would let that one go, it was going long. And that's so tough as a player. I got to imagine it's almost a mind game for themselves because they're trying to make a play, but they see it was going to go long.
Yeah, that's court awareness, in all honesty. That knowing where you are on the court to receive those kinds of long balls, that can be an issue for players.
This one is touched over by Danny Larson, and it's down for the Mille Lacs point to tie us at 4 apiece. Ava Rogers out in for her comes Batiste Gabot, and back to serve is going to be Brooklyn Erasm. Orazum, one of the 4 seniors. Her serve is up, and it is over. Ellie Thielander with the dig. To Rude to set. Autumn Stream, she cocked it back and slammed it home for the kill to make it 5-4. And again, if there's one person you don't want squaring a ball up, it is Autumn Stream. McKenna Garr will serve. It's up and over. Dig there by Carlson. And Gabo into the net. You just kind of tell there the way Gabo was set up, that one didn't look clean. So McKenna Garr will serve once again. All of a sudden, we talked about neither side could pull away on a lead. Well, Tigers have a 2-point lead. Serve is over, dug up by Strecker, and this time Gabo will push it across. Ellie Thielander with the dig. Abby Thielander looking for the kill. Strecker with the dig, but off the dig it goes in to the Tiger student section, out of bounds to make it 7-4, Rush City. Garr will serve. Up and over. Strecker dig. Gabo sets. And Carlson will hit it across. Diving dig by Garr. Abby Thielander looks for the kill. It goes long. Yeah, it kind of felt like, man, the Raiders weren't going to be out of this for long. And they were not, as it's 7-5. Jenna Carlson, serve is over. Garr with the dig. Rude sets. Abby Thielander looking for the kill, but it's dug up by Carlson. Toro Razum on the far side for Reamer. Reamer to the back row, dug up by Stream. Ellie Thielander, and Garr will look for the hit across. Diving dig by Carlson. Oh, trying to punch it over was Reamer. She tried to go with the fist. I think she would have been better there just going for the set.
Misjudged it a little bit. Didn't quite jump high enough. Just couldn't quite get that hand on it. It was a good effort, though.
As now Autumn Stream will be back to serve for the Tigers. It's over. Strecker with the dig. Orazum at the front of the net sets, and Gabo will hit it across. Are they going to say someone got into the net there? I think possibly. That's going to be a whistle on Mille Lacs either way, and it will be another Tiger point, 9-5. That's a song you can hear over on 106.5 FM, 1350. Try and plug all our stations here. 9-5 is the score. Serve is over, dug up by Carlson. And Reamer will push it across. Dug up by Neeson, pushed over by Rude. And Strecker with the dig. Gabo will hit it, and out. Gabo had that was a tough angle anyways for Gabo because she was almost out of play trying to hit that one cross court. That was just a tough one there for Gabo. Aria Mueller will check in for the first time here tonight for the Raiders. A sophomore standing 5'7". Serve is over, dug up by Carlson. This one, that wound up getting over the net.
Almost a joust at the net again, but it just went too far.
I was surprised that one even got over. I was expecting that one to stay on the Mille Lacs side, but you're right, it did get over in almost that joust you were mentioning. And this one does get over on the serve from Larson. Abby Thielander will look for the kill. Diving attempt by the Raiders off the block, but they can't get to it in time. And it's 11-6, Tigers with the lead. Natalie Rude to serve. It's up and over. Dug up by Carlson, and Nikwanabe will push it across. Dug up on the back line by Stream. Neeson will hit it over. Strecker with the dig. Orazum to Nikwanabe. Taps it across. Beautiful shot.
What a spot.
Wow. What a placement by Nikwanabe. And she is one of those 4 seniors, and that really showed on that play.
The veteran player can make veteran plays.
Ava Rogers, even though she's a junior, still one of the upperclassmen, but she's been playing for a while for this squad. Her serve is over. That is Stream with the dig. And then I don't know if Abby Thielander just misread that one or what, but that was still a ball that was kind of in play. Now, to be fair to her, that would have been her third hit. Almost impossible to get that one over on that kind of play.
Yeah, tough angle there coming across the net like that.
Ava Rogers' serve is over. Garr with the dig. Rude sets it up for Kendra Heinz. She did not get it over on the proper side of the antenna. Now there are antennas, as I mentioned before, on the net that signify out of bounds. You have to keep the ball in between those, and he can't hit it. 11-9 is the score, and the Raiders on the comeback trail once again. Rogers will serve. It's over, dug up by Gar to Rude. Abby Thielander lines this one up, blocked at the net, kept alive, and Nick Wanabe. That one came so fast off the dig, I think it caught Nick Wanabe off guard a little bit. So now back to serve for the Tigers is going to be Abby Thielander. Her team leads 12-9 on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Strecker with the dig. Nick Wanabe there, sets, pushed over by Reamer. Dug up by Stream to Rude. And Gar will look for the kill. That is in. 8-ball corner pocket right there.
That's a hard hit ball.
It really was. I'd like to be able to kind of have a speed gun to see how fast some of these go, because I think some of the readings would be awesome. Abby Thielander will serve. It's over. Strecker with the dig. Erasm, and Strecker will hit it across. That one's going to go a little bit too far, though. 14-9. Tigers with the lead. And the Raiders will take a timeout. We'll keep it here. Don't forget, coming up this Saturday, you can check out the Bird and Animal Auction at the Chelsea Brook Farm in Mora. And it's this Saturday the 19th. They'll have geese, pheasants, goats, pigs, pigeons, and more. That's this Saturday, the 19th at 9:30 a.m. The Chelsea Brook Farm, just 9 miles north of Mora. So this conference championship game going the way of the Tigers so far. The Raiders have done a really good job of coming back in these sets, but more times than not, they have not been able to complete that comeback, and the Tigers have come back with a few hits of their own to pull back away. What do the Raiders need to do here, Mac, in your opinion, to finish off a comeback and to win a set to make us go extra?
I think they need to take that momentum that they're building up with these big comebacks, these big runs of points, and they just need to step down and keep full throttle on and keep going hard at them, and they just need to not let them get scrappy points.
That's a good point. You know, the scrappy points are something that I think go unnoticed in a game because, you know, you just talk about them as a point. You don't really talk about them like they should be, and the scrappy point is the perfect definition. Serve is over. Strecker with the dig. Nobody home for Mille, and there should have been unfortunately, just a bad miscommunication there on the side of the Raiders, and that's talking about something you can't have. That's it right there.
Yeah.
Serve over by Abby Thielander, dug up by Strecker, kept alive by Erasm. Nick Wanabe hits it over. Rude with the dig. Abby Thielander and Gar. Ooh, I don't know if Gar didn't get into the net there.
It looks like there was a missed call.
Yeah, I think there was. They're going to give a kill here to the Tigers. Kendra Heinz, but the entire Mille Lacs side is questioning where's our point, and I would have to agree.
Yeah, that was a definite miss there.
That's unfortunate, but the serve is over again by Abby Thielander, dug up by the Raiders. Nick Wanabe into the net. And something like that is so tough for a team because you have to move on so quickly and forget about it, even though that's going to be stuck in your mind for still some time. But you got to, I mean, it's what? We got 13 maybe seconds in between the serve and another serve, and you have to forget about it that quickly. I mean, it's tough to do.
Yeah, these Tigers are playing paced volleyball right now. They are, as soon as that ready whistle is called, they are serving it over the net, and it's hard to gather yourself after something like that goes down.
It really is. The serve, though, by the Tigers went out, so Reamer back to serve for the Raiders, dug up by the Tigers. Gar will look to get the kill. She does. It was blocked at the net by the Raiders, but Gar with the hard hit gets it through the block to make it 18-10. Gar second on the team with kills with 8. Leading the team is Abby Thielander with 9. Third is Autumn Stream with 6. Ellie Thielander will be back to serve now. It's over, dug up by Strecker. Erasm sets. Nick Wanabe, that's close to the net, but she does get it over. A couple of Tiger. Oh, my goodness. That was kept alive. That third hit was still possible for the Tigers, and I don't know if they just didn't know it or what.
I think they called lift in the end, actually.
Oh, okay. So a lift call was called. Something I did not see. So the Raiders have another chance here. Nick Wanabe will serve. Line drive serve. Allie Thielander can't get to it. It's an ace for Brianna Nick Wanabe.
Are we going to see it again?
We saw it the first 2 sets. Why not? Second ace for Nick Wanabe. in this Great River Conference Championship game. Serve is over. Ellie T-Lander dig. Stream sets. Gar looking for the kill. Across the court, it's dug up by Reamer. Carlson looks for the kill. Through the block! And the kill for Jenna Carlson. 18-13. That's her 4th kill. Tied for the team lead with Nick Winabe with 4.
Incredible dig off of such a powerful kill attempt.
Nick Winabe will serve again. Line drive. T-Lander this time is there. Rude. Stream. Dug up. Oh, my goodness. You talk about the dig on the previous attempt. That was another nice attempt by Reamer, but just not clean enough on it. It sends it sailing over Erasmus's head here towards the bleachers. Makes it 19-13. It's Clara Neeson to serve. Strecker dig. Ava Rogers looking for the kill that time was Larson, but it's dug up and pushed back across by Carlson. Rude will push across. Blocked at the net. Raiders keep it alive. Oh, Jenna Carlson knew it. She tried to pull back, but I think if she didn't have the reaction she did, she may have actually got away with it. Because she knew she got into the net and she kind of pulled away and kind of laughed at it a little bit. I think if she maybe would have had less of a reaction, they actually might have gotten away with one. Instead, it's going to be the Tiger point, 20-13. Serve is over by Neeson. It's dug up by Strecker. Erasmus. That's a kill for Brooklyn Erasmus to make it 20-14.
Tipped all the way to the back wall on that one.
As the Raiders still in it. You know, that's one thing about the Raiders. No matter the difference here in this one, they've still been continuing. Right now, it would be easy for them to just say, this one's over. They're continuing to come back and fight, and now they're only down by 5 after that miss hit by Stream. As Brooklyn Erasmus readies her serve. This one's over. Ellie T-Lander with the dig. Gar. Bottom Stream. Dug up by Strecker. Reamer. Carlson. Dug up by Neeson. Pushed over by Carlson. Dug up by the Tigers. Gar will look for the kill. Into the net! And now the Mille Lacs Raiders haven't had to score their own points per se. The Tigers have been kind of giving them the points. So we see a timeout here called by Rush City. We'll keep it here, ladies and gentlemen. You're listening to this Great River Conference Championship game here on Cool Country, 100.9 FM, WCMP. I might have to get the old Cool Country jam on here. It was such an iconic jam. And I know it seems weird to say that for a small-town radio station, but I love that jingle. Cool Country, WCMP. Oh, it's iconic. I'm going to have to get it for one of my liners. It's such a good one. Has nothing to do with the game, though, as the Raiders sit only trailing by 4. And, Mac, we've talked about it. They have had multiple comebacks here in this one. This would be a big one, and it's one they need because if the Tigers win the set, it's over. But we have seen it a bunch. What do they have to do here to keep this comeback going and to pull off a set win?
They got to keep that momentum. They have built it up. They got trudged down right at the start, and now they've built that momentum back up, and they really need to keep the throttle on full to keep it going and win this set.
And that'll help with a Gar hit that goes long. 20-17. And again, sometimes you don't even have to get the point yourselves. The other team gives it to you. And that has been 3 that the Tigers have given to the Raiders. Dug up by the Tigers, hit across by Abby T-Lander. Dug up by the Raiders. And oh my goodness, Danny Larson. A little bit of a mistake there by Larson as she could not get it back over the net.
That was going to be such a good idea, though. She saw the open spot, and she was trying to tip it across. Not quite.
Gar, as she wastes no time with the ready whistle. It's over, dug up by Strecker, Erasmus, and Gabo will push it back across the net. Dug up by Gar to Root, who sets it up for Abby T-Lander. Off the block and out of bounds. And, yeah, unfortunately, that mistake by Mille Lacs might have spelled the end of this one because the Tigers do a good job themselves of capitalizing off of mistakes. But first, we'll get a timeout called here by the Mille Lacs Raiders. Coming up for us tomorrow, we got football action coming your way right back here in Rush City. They will take on International Falls to wrap up the regular season. We've got more as Morrow will be hosting Proctor tomorrow. We've All that and more coming up. That is tomorrow night here. And then that'll be it for the regular season for fall sports, ladies and gentlemen. And then all we'll be talking about is playoffs. Of course, you can keep up to date on to who will play where, when, and at what time on our websites. We'll have it on our broadcast schedule. Go to the sports tab. Click on broadcast schedule. That'll show you all the links we have for the upcoming week. Of course, those are subject to change. Or on the morning shows, KBK, WCMP. Good spots to find those as well. Or on our websites and Facebook pages and Twitter as well. We also have an Instagram, too. I keep forgetting about that, but we do have an Instagram, so stay tuned to all of those. 22-17, Tigers looking to finish off the set and take home the Great River Conference. Serve all right in between both Strecker and Reamer. That is not a mistake you can have at this point in the set there, Mac.
No, it looked like a misjudgment call, miscommunication almost. But when you're serving as fast as she has been all night, it's hard to get set like that.
It really is, Gar. Another one, another ace. 2 in a row for Gar. It's match point, Rush City.
She could put it away right here.
4 aces, by the way, for McKenna Gar tonight. And she's got 2 of them in this set. Can she finish it off? Strecker with the dig. Erasm. Gabo into the net. Not how you want a game to end on a hit into the net. But that is it. And the Tigers will take the Great River Conference after beating the Mille Raiders 25-17 here in the third set. They win 3-0 on that Embrace Orthodontic scoreboard. So we're going to take a commercial break. We'll be right back to recap this game, let you know what's coming up for us tomorrow, as well as possibly next week for playoffs. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if we can't give you a little bit of a sneak preview. But that is it. The Tigers win 3-0. They are Great River Conference champions once again. Back after word from our fine sponsors here on WCMP.
Sean here from Burnett Dairy Cooperative. We care about your comfort and safety. Regularly checking your propane gauge is critical, and when it reaches 30%, it's time to give us a call at 715-689-1032 to request a fill. Reliable service from your local cooperative. Burnett Dairy, your trusted propane partner.
Loading the kids in the car, brokering peace in the back seat, mastering the snack handoff without even looking. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple, so you can worry about more important things, like figuring out what's growing in that cup holder. That's simple human sense.
Contact your local auto owners agency, Pine Insurance Agency at pineagency.us today.
If aches and pains are holding you back, Wellia Health is here to assist you. Our sports medicine team is dedicated to getting you back to your passions. With extensive experience and expertise, we specialize in managing concussions, a worry for both young athletes and adults. Whatever the injury, let's get you back in action with an appointment at Wellia Health. Call us today at 320-679-1313 or conveniently schedule through your MyChart account. Visit welliahealth.org for more information.
Dale's Heating and Appliance, your local heating and appliance expert, is committed to making your family's comfort their top priority. And now you can add water softeners to their list of expertise. Dale's now offers water softener sales or rentals along with installation, service, and salt delivery. So if your home needs quality water, make the call to your already trusted experts at Dale's, or just visit dalesheatingandappliance.com. dalesheatingandappliance.com.
Kettle River Pizza loves supporting all the local teams. And if your team is interested in fundraising, well, they've got you covered. Kettle River Pizza has years of experience in fundraising for local teams, organizations, and clubs, and they would like to help you too. With their experience and the fact that Kettle River Pizza is an easy sell, your fundraiser is bound to be a great success. Visit Kettle River Pizza online and click on their fundraising tab. Kettle River Pizza, a winner every time. Grab a few at your local convenience or grocery store for after the game.
Resetting your password, unsubscribing from emails, printing anything. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with an auto owner's insurance independent agent, getting the right coverage for your business doesn't have to be one of them, so you can get back to more important things, like learning how that printer works. That's simple human sense.
Contact your local auto owners agency, Pine Insurance Agency at pineagency.us today.
At Burnett Dairy Cooperative, we're more than just your local dairy. We're also a trusted propane provider, serving homes, farms, and businesses across northwestern Wisconsin and east central Minnesota. Whether you need a tank installed or reliable delivery, we're here for you 365 days a year with flexible options that fit your needs. As a farmer-owned cooperative, we're committed to supporting our community because your home and farm deserve the best. Call 715-689-1032 to learn more. Burnett Dairy Propane, serving you with pride every day of the year.
Back here on WCMP 100.9 FM Cool Country, the Tigers take it 3-0 over the Raiders. They win set 1, 25-17. They take set 2, 25-23, and set 3, 25-17. The Tigers are your 2024 Great River Conference champions. So congratulations there to the Rush City Tigers. Great River Conference champions once again, and they will go into the playoffs. Now, the question will be, will this win help catapult them over ESCO for that top seed in the south bracket of their section? They play out of Section 7 AA SS1, which is technically the south side of the bracket. If they do get that number 1 seed, they'll host the number 8 seed. And as we look at it right now, the number 8 seed is Hinckley Finlayson. So, as it stands right now, ESCO would host Hinckley Finlayson and Rush City would host Pine City. And again, Rush City has done a pretty good job. Then, no matter what, 1 or 2 seed, if they win, it will be another home game for the high seed. That is, if Rush City were to win. So let's talk about it as if Rush City were to win the first 2 games. They would play at home the first game. If they win that one, they would play again on the 25th, and then they would play the next team that would win, which would be between the 3 and 6 teams, which would be either Mora or Duluth Marshall. So, Moose Lake Willow River. So Mora or Moose Lake Willow River, which I would say it's probably more likely that it's Mora. So they would wind up playing Mora in the second round. Then if they won that one, they would go to the semifinals, which is up at Hermantown. More than likely they'd play ESCO, and then they would play the winner from the north side on November 2nd. It's a long road to get back to the semifinals for one. It's a long road to get back to the championship game, and it's an even longer road to get back to the state tournament. But it starts next week on the 23rd for the Tigers. Whether it's a 1 or 2 seed that they get next Wednesday is when they start. But that's when it starts for them. It'll be a 6 o'clock start, and no matter what, we'll be part of that call. You can bank that one for sure. For the other side in Section 5A East, on the east side of things, the number 1 seed will get a kind of a first round bye because then they get to see who will play in that play-in game on next Monday. So they will have a play-in game for seeds 8 and 9 in the East. That is Ogilvie versus McGregor right now. Don't see that changing. I would assume that it would be Ogilvie winning that game. So for the number 1 seed Swanville, they would probably more than likely host Ogilvie, but we're not going to speculate too much. For the rest of it, Mille Lacs could be the number 2 seed. That might switch now. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But for right now, we'll go with what it says. Mille Lacs would be the number 2 seed. If that were to stay, they would host the number 7 seed in Hill City Northland. Of course, the next team, that would be Bram. They're the number 4 seed. If that would stay, they would play the number 5 seed, which would be East Central. So we'd have a Great River Conference matchup in the playoffs. Not something we're unfamiliar with, actually, in the playoffs, but that's what it would be. And then, of course, you win, you keep moving on. And I believe it's the semifinals and the championship game for Section 5A East is at Crosby Ironton, and it is. So for the first 2 rounds, it's at the high seed. Then the semifinals and championship game will be played at Crosby Ironton High School. Now, Mac, you grew up around this. You've grown up in the Great River Conference. You played over at Bram. Looking at these 2 sections, I think we know who the favorite is out of this one, and it's Rush City. But they've also got to go through ESCO. So I've talked with many people. Right now it's Rush City ESCO. That seems to be the semifinal. It seems to get a little bit more cloudy once you look at Section 5A East. Obviously, Swanville's on top, but you look at it, it looks pretty kind of up for grabs after that.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, it looks like Swanville has just blown it out of the water. So all of these teams below them are just able to really kind of grasp for that top spot to get their shot. And it could be anyone's match. You could see someone that you wouldn't expect to make it all the way in this standings, it looks like.
And that's what's so fun about the playoffs. We talked about it before, is that you just never know. Playoffs are fun like that because it could be a team who, like Ogilvy, is at 4-13, but they get a little momentum. They go on a little bit of a run, get that playoff confidence, and all of a sudden they find themselves in the championship game when people think, wait a minute, what? So that's why playoffs are so fun. But obviously we're hoping nothing but the best for our local teams. We're hoping they can all get to the playoffs and make some noise there once we get there next week. Again, it starts next week for all of our local teams. Of course, if you're watching this game on our YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe to the YouTube page. Hit that red subscribe button. That way, when we go live with a local sporting event, you will be notified, and all you have to do is click the notification. It will take you right to the live video. Now, with playoffs, we do lose video, but it will be live audio still, so be sure to tune in for those games. Be sure to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Of course, the final here in this one is 3-0. Tigers take the Great River Conference over the Mille Lacs Raiders. I want to take time to thank you for tuning in here tonight. Thanks so much for tuning in. Obviously, you give me a job to do so. We appreciate that. Also want to thank all of our fine sponsors who sponsored this and all the other broadcasts that we do and that we cover. Can't do it without them, so we appreciate it. Also, one thing we forgot to mention during the game, because it was going so quickly there, Mac, is Autumn Stream. She's in pretty elite company. She has 500 career kill, well, now more, but she has amassed 500 career kills during her time here at Rush City.
That's a big milestone. That's hard to do. It's really hard to do, especially from a smaller school like this. So to be able to say you have that under your belt, it's got to feel pretty good.
It does, and obviously she'll be going on to play at the next level. She'll be in not the blue and gold, but the maroon and gold coming up here next year. So that'll be pretty fun to see her playing at the next level. We'll definitely keep you up to date on all the other players as well. Of course, continuing on post-game, thanking all of our fine sponsors and you for tuning in. Also, want to remind you to stay tuned to our morning shows over on 95.5 FM KBEK, Rockin' Robin Variety, with your sports update there, local sports update at 7:30 and 8:30. Then over on this station, 100.9 FM with Josh Amiron, 7:45 and 8:45. That's when we'll talk local sports, talk about recaps from this game and all the other games we were at, plus some regional and national sports as well. Also, stay tuned to our websites. That's where you can catch articles we'll write about games we've been at, local interviews, sports breaking news. Our broadcast schedule will be up there as well on WCMPradio.com, KBK.com. Go to the sports tab, click on broadcast schedule. That's where you can find that. Again, subject to change, but it will have the links for all the games that will be at that week. Also, stay tuned to all of our social medias. Go like, follow, subscribe, whatever you have to do to them to make sure you're staying up to date with all things local sports. Our Facebook, Instagram, our Twitter. I'm probably missing one, but stay tuned to all of those for all things local sports, breaking sports news, coaches retiring, coaches being hired, LOIs, well, no longer LOIs, but players committing to places where they want to play, broken records, all those things and more on our social media pages, so be sure to stay tuned to those. Of course, I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman, joined here by Mac Nelson. And Mac, your final thoughts here on this one?
It was a good game. It was hard fought from both teams. Obviously, Tigers being able to pull away from that. But the Raiders gave it a great shot to make the comeback, and they put us on the edge of our seats. I'm going to be honest, I didn't expect it to be over in 3. I was expecting a longer game, and the fact that it was over in 3 was not expected.
No, I think a lot of people were expecting it to go 4 or 5, including myself. But the Tigers, again, showing that dominance here in this one and late in the sets, and that's what they've done all year. Now, I think looking playoff-wise for both of these teams, for the Raiders, I think one of the biggest things is just going to be having to recover after mistakes. It seemed like when they made a mistake, it kind of wore on them a little bit too much. So I think going forward in the playoffs, they'll just have to learn how to quickly kind of move past that. For the Tigers, it's going to be not so much overcoming the mistakes, because they do a good job of that already, but trying to make less mistakes. Trying not to allow a team back into it, because not that they allowed Mille Lacs back into it, because Mille Lacs played well to get themselves back into it. But it seemed like the Tigers, these last couple of games, just haven't been playing Rush City brand volleyball, and it feels like something's a little bit off. Maybe it's just because they need a little bit of rest. To be fair, it's a long season for everybody. That could be the case, but it does feel like something needs to get fixed here before the playoffs. They're still going to be a good team. They're still going to make a lot of noise, but there's just something that just a little bit off here with this volleyball team. But again, playoffs are just around the corner, and they'll now get a nice rest here before next week. Of course, again, final here in this one, the Tigers take it, and the Great River Conference over Mille Lacs, 3-0. For WCMP, I'm Ethan Game Day Gillen. That was Mac Nelson. Thanks so much to him for joining me. Remember to be kind to everyone. You never know what someone is going through, and your kindness could truly make their day. It costs nothing to be kind, ladies and gentlemen. So be kind to everyone. It could really make a change in their mindset for the day, the week, the month. You just never know. Again, the final 3-0 Rush City over Mille Lacs. For WCMP, I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. That was Mac Nelson. He'll be joining us once again later on. And we'll hope you have a great rest of your night.
Around 5 miles an hour. Ample sunshine expected tomorrow. Highs level off around 58. Lows dip down to about 37. Tomorrow night, clear skies. Clear skies and dry Thursday.